Here's Lucas Shaw from Bloomberg, who broke this story. This actually is all the way back in March. So at the beginning of this year, here was the news. The organization, they're talking about the Academy, who run the Oscars, initiated negotiations with Disney last year about re-upping the deal that is worth more than $100 million a year. So again, Disney through ABC is paying $100 million a year to host the Oscars. Yet the exclusive negotiating window between the two sides lapsed without a new agreement, according to several people familiar with the matter. The relationship between Disney and the Academy is still strong. Disney's ABC has aired the Oscars for almost 50 years and will continue to do so until at least 2028. Yet Disney doesn't want to increase the size of the deal, and the Academy does. Ergo, the Academy has made it clear that it would like to test the market. So that was in March. Come August, here's exactly what it's also Lucas Shaw again says. Most of the companies vying to be the next home of the Oscars won't surprise you. Walt Disney's ABC has aired the show for almost 5 decades. Comcast NBC Universal is hungry for more live events. Netflix is Netflix. Amazon is spending a lot of money on live programming and original movies, and Paramount CBS just lost the Grammys. But there is one surprise: YouTube. The Google-owned video site has inquired about buying the rights to the Academy Awards, according to 2 people familiar with the matter. YouTube has demonstrated a growing interest in live events, acquiring the rights to the NFL Sunday Ticket and bidding over other live sports. Just this week, it crowed about how many people watch the New Heights podcast live thanks to Taylor Swift. Supplanting ABC and Disney as the official home of the Academy Awards, Hollywood's most prestigious awards show, would be a huge statement from YouTube and a shock to the industry. YouTube was considered a thieving pariah not too long ago. It would also be very loud, which is the whole point. Shifting the program to YouTube would generate a lot of attention to a show that has been losing relevance each year. YouTube is the single most watched video platform in the world, and the king of all media. It could deliver eyeballs and offer a giant platform. And that doesn't mean YouTube will get the rights. The show will continue to air on ABC through at least 2028. And then just last week, our member of the team, Carla, sent us a message. I can't believe we weren't tracking this story, by the way. So thank you to Carla for sending us the thing that I think was in her Instagram feed, which is this, December 17th, just less than a week ago, saying the Academy Awards will move to Alphabet Inc.'s YouTube service in 2029, ending more than half a century on the ABC network and more than 70 years on broadcast TV. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced Wednesday that the streaming platform will take over when the show organization's contract with Walt Disney Co.'s ABC Networks expires. The deal with YouTube runs through 2033, the party said in a statement. The annual ceremony was first televised by NBC in March 1953, according to the Academy. It moved to ABC for 10 years, starting in 1961, back to NBC from 1971 to 75, and ABC has aired the program since 1976, and now it's YouTube's. So I've spoke plenty on this, but if there's one takeaway, it is that broadcast television is officially dead. This is the toll bell ringing.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 things I would want to say. Number one, YouTube has always had a FOMO problem. So ABC is this prestigious, well-known kind of media outlet that I can't even imagine the Oscars not having ABC somewhere in the logo, right? Or somewhere in the show.
Yeah.
YouTube wants their little triangle to be there because they're never part of the party. It's like they're so massively successful and they've got this massive platform, but they are still in a way, even though they're taken seriously more and more, there's still the digital platform. There's still like this place where you upload videos. Anybody can upload videos versus Hollywood. Not anybody can be part of it. There's like some prestige there. There is gatekeepers and they want to be a part of it. And the second reason they would do it is because they probably got it on a discount compared to how much it cost 10 or 20, definitely 30 years ago, because not as many people are watching. Because this is the thing. They don't need the Oscars to get eyeballs from the Oscars. What do I do right now? I haven't watched the Oscars in years. I remember the days where it was a thing. You'd watch them all and you'd see like these grand speeches and you see somebody win their first Oscar and it's emotional. And there was always like news pieces until YouTube pops up and I just go to the exact award I want to see. I want to see the exact guy that won. I even just get my recap from Google, right? Like I just want the quick version because there's so many options out there. So to me, it's like inevitable. ABC and the Oscars, they just were losing relevancy, but they still kept that kind of like we're so elegant and we're so relevant and we're like the place to be. You know what's crazy? The most relevant, not relevant, the thing that made them get a lot of attention was Will Smith.
Yeah, seriously.
And you know, the Best Picture award. I mean, that's it. Everything else, and we all know if we ever watch it, the sound award or the audio, I mean, just so many things that you didn't really care about. That's why you only watch the last hour. And the whole show got so massive and such a production that it's not practical in this new digital age where people are watching 30-second videos.
I mean, speak for yourself. I'm a huge film nerd, so I watch the whole thing and care about all those little awards. But I agree with you that most people don't care. But here's the important thing, Benji, which is that the number one reason this is a big deal is because it shows you, remember we talked about this last week, my theory is that YouTube is the new broadcast TV on its own, and that Netflix, Disney, Amazon Prime, all of the paid streaming services, they're the new cable, right? So guess what? Who is like the kings of broadcast TV? ABC and NBC, the two stations, by the way, that broadcast the Academy Awards for, I think they said 70 plus years at this point. Guess what? That run of TV, 70 plus years, is probably a pretty accurate statement. What does it mean now that it's moving to streaming? Well, suddenly YouTube is the new broadcast. I'm just saying that I think that this shows us just how big the TV opportunity is. And the big takeaway for creators here is that they should be creating content for the TV, right? This is the biggest opportunity in the history of YouTube. You can, as you said, anyone can upload videos. It's kind of like, oh yeah, maybe that's something to look down on. That's actually a huge opportunity for the people who aren't, or for people who have stopped, or for people who aren't uploading anymore, right? That means that you can reach the same audience as the people who are watching the Oscars, by the way. Just pointing that out. You can scale from a much smaller production all the way to the Oscars, and potentially, if you want to go to cable, get sold to Netflix, because Netflix is buying everybody up left and right, apparently, right? And so to me, this shows you just how big the opportunity actually is and why you should get started now in terms of making content for the TV. And we think that the best way to get started making content for the TV is by vlogging, which right now there's that big opportunity, and in your ability to visit Vlogging Academy to learn our vlogging method. Ben,
Yeah.
you have something to add?
Oh yeah, I agree. You said this last week, and it was kind of a revelation for me. I knew that you're starting to create content for people watching YouTube on the TV. I didn't think about it about broadcast television, but it makes sense because what do we say? I think YouTube made a mistake if they were able to see, 20 years in the future by calling your channel a channel.
Yeah, I agree.
They should have called it a show, right? Because there is no more channel per se. There's just an algorithm and there's a search bar and you get to go to whatever you want to watch. Oftentimes it's a show. So I think, and this is actually beyond Vlogging Academy. Obviously I've been vlogging for a long time. I teach other people how to start their vlog channels and get views on their vlogs. But beyond it, beyond vlogging and longer content, I think, kind of echoing what you're saying, you should structure your YouTube content like a show.
Yes.
A bingeable show. Even if it only comes out once a week, once every other week, you should still think of it as like a show. Like good example is The Office. No matter where you fall in the whole grand scheme of The Office, whatever season, you're going to get a predictable product every time you watch it. There's going to be a laugh. Michael's going to say something uncomfortable. There's going to be like some crazy fight between Jim and Dwight.
Yeah.
So again, expected value. In a way, that's the show always delivering on each episode. Obviously, they have stories that bridge it, which is a whole nother conversation, right? That's how you get obsessed with it. That's how you fall in love with the characters. But your YouTube video should become part of a greater show. Each video or vlog is an episode. Now, that doesn't seem very organic, but the more you go into it, the more, and what have I said? I now have a number for my vlogs. Everyone always asks, how long should my videos be that I upload to YouTube? I said, as long as they need to be. But now I say 30 minutes because that's about how much time you have to keep someone's attention, because we schedule our days in half-hour segments, if not in hour segment. So the next number is 60. What does 30 and 60 represent? A show, episode of a show, either half hour or full hour. So this whole idea of like you should create a show for broadcast television, it's because YouTube is the next television. And people's behaviors are going to be based off it. The one difference is now, I mean, it goes back to the first point, you can search for the exact thing you want, but the expectation from the viewer is still going to be same. And it doesn't matter what generation. That's what's kind of interesting, because guess what? This new generation, they're watching Love Island.
Yeah.
Still a show.
Yeah.
Still got episodes, right? Older generation, they were watching The Love Boat. Same thing, right? They got episodes. They got a show. They got seasons and a show. It's all like Donkey Kong. And the difference is now you don't have to go to Hollywood to be part of that industry. You can do it from the comfort of your home. And it doesn't have to be highly produced. It can be very like amateur hour, more casual. And that's why vlogging is perfect for it. And it's easier to vlog a 30-minute video than to produce like high production editing a 30-minute video.
Yeah, because the opportunity is so big, it makes the opportunity also big for the newcomers, right? For the people who are just getting started as well. And so if you're looking to take Benji's method, where he teaches you how to turn your vlogs into a show that will find success on YouTube, the best place to go is vloggingacademy.com, where you can learn a lot more about Benji's new vlogging method, where he takes those principles of TV and applies them to vlogs. So that way you can find success in the new broadcast TV.